Welcome to Intro to Serious Games. What we're going to be looking at over the next 3 weeks are what are serious games, how you can use them, and playing some sample serious games. Serious games are games that have a purpose beyond entertainment. They can be games for learning, games for health, and games that look for policy and social change. Okay, according to Henry Jenkins, a researcher on games, they should include exploration, experimentation, and problem solving, and they should harness metagaming, which is discussion and research that players do outside of the game. So what does this mean? What we really have involved here is simulation, games, and pedagogy. But as Michigan State likes to put it, serious games is where theory, content, and game design all meet. Now, these are the new literacies. Play is the capacity to experiment with your surroundings as a form of problem solving. Performance allows you to adopt alternative identities. Simulation is the ability to interpret and construct dynamic models, and appropriation allows you to sample and remix media content. Now, all these new literacies are things that are possible in games, or allow games to teach our students. While it says multitasking up there, take a look at what they really mean. Scanning the environment, not doing multiple things at once. And distributed cognition, ability to interact with tools. This is like using the computer and the internet. Collective intelligence, pooling knowledge, and judgment, evaluating credibility of informational sources. These are all literacies that we would want our students to have, and we should develop ourselves. And also, there's transmedia navigation, following the flow of stories, networking, ability to search for, synthesize, and disseminate information, and negotiation, the ability to travel across diverse communities. All of these literacies can be taught using serious games and may actually be components of serious games. Now, as far as the game genres, there's mini games, things like Farmville, and interactive metrics, simulations, where students try to impact metrics. Again, sounding a little like Farmville, but can be a little more workplace related. Frame games. You might already be doing this with Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy in your classroom, having your students play that. Branching stories where students make series of decisions and it impacts their gameplay. Practiceware. This is often real time that looks just like what they would be doing at work and starts them on learning the process. And what we're really looking at for all of these is student engagement. The content is key, then the mode of information, then the metagaming or the research they do outside of that, and then there's the gold star, what we like to call city. Causes you to ignore everything. And you can go ahead and see that in the rubrics we have on evaluating games for students. Whether it's called simulation or game, engagement or fun, it's the same thing. We basically want to increase student retention and student understanding. And it really doesn't matter which one of these words you use. So how can you use serious games for your class? Well, like all good instructional design, you'd be determining what your objectives are. Then seeing if the equipment that you have and the computers that the students use can actually use these type of games. Then there's actually using the simulation yourself, because the students will ask you questions. Then again, it's developing a grading and a task rubric. We like to use pre-surveys at an actual task and then a discussion or a debriefing after the game. And make sure the task has a realistic time frame. You can cut it down. And then what we like to do is request feedback or post-survey from the students to help us improve the game and also to help them reflect on what they did. And how you can actually use these, you can use them as icebreakers. You can do a project, whether a group or individual, to reinforce class concepts. You can make it a competition. Students can break up into groups. It could be for prizes, extra credit. You might be able to get a computer lab. You might be able to even show it on a screen in a smart board, so teams can play against each other. And the real places that you can use are Smartboard before class, during class. You can use it in the computer classroom. You can request a space in the computer commons, or it might be the students' personal computers. So, this was our overview of serious games. So go ahead and get in the class and introduce yourself. And we have some games that you can start playing right away. Thank you.